Hold. What are you doing? Now his guard is up. Only fire. Only fire. When I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. God of War on the PS4 is one of the best games I've played so far in 2018 and is definitely the best single player experience probably since The Last of Us. As the 8th installment in a franchise that started way back on the PS2, Santa Monica Studio definitely had to make some changes to shake up the formula, and they pretty much turned it into a completely different experience. Other than the main character being Kratos, and Kratos still being angry, pretty much everything you'd come to expect from the series is different this time around, and it's all for the better. This time around, Kratos is a developed character, and way more than he's ever been in the past. Never in my time playing through the older God of War titles did I ever feel true emotional attachment to Kratos. He was always just somewhat of an angry mass god murderer who I never really thought of as more than a vessel used to hack and slash my way to the end of each level. Sometime after Kratos finished killing the entire Greek pantheon, he decided to pack up and move to Norse mythology land to try the whole family thing again, cause that's totally how religion works. Enter Kratos' son Atreus, who serves as the main driving force of Kratos' newfound character development. The story sees Kratos and his son on a journey to grant his late wife's final wish to spread her ashes from the highest peak in the land. It's throughout the journey that strong themes of parenthood are present, as Kratos has to quickly learn how to properly raise his son as a lone parent in a harsh, unforgiving world. Many of these themes seriously hit home for me, especially during the later scenes in the game where I actually cried a little. Not a full-on hysterical cry, mind you, but my eyes definitely watered up some. That's how heavy and relatable some of the themes in this game are, and it's amazing when a piece of digital entertainment can bring out emotion in such a way. While the story focus is probably the biggest change in the series, another major change is the combat and gameplay. While previous games in the series had a zoomed out camera that the player couldn't control, God of War on the PS4 switches to a close, over-the-shoulder view, and the player can now control the direction of the camera freely. The fact that the camera hugs Kratos for the entire game gives things a much more personal feel that ties into the combat system to create a visceral and weighty experience. Now instead of the fast-paced, combo-based gameplay of past games, there's a slow, methodical approach to combat. Imagine Dark Souls but without the stamina management. Kratos now has to break up his attacks with blocks and dodges in order to survive, and honestly, I think I like this combat system a whole lot more. I've always disliked having to remember different combos in games, so something more reaction based is a lot more my speed. In terms of level design, the game is a bit more open than previously with a new quest based system and a hub area design. There's still a pretty even mix of combat, puzzles, and items throughout, but this game seems to have a very obvious Metroidvania influence, as you'll progress through levels only to find that some doors will be locked until you return later with the necessary items. This mostly worked, but I sometimes felt like the secret paths I was exploring were placed unnaturally and weren't ever really that challenging to unlock or find through normal exploration. There was also some really fun and challenging optional content that I'll let you guys who haven't played discover for yourself. Overall, I love the new direction Santa Monica Studio decided to take with God of War. I honestly never would have thought they'd be able to make me care about Kratos or even a new God of War game at all, but I was pleasantly proven wrong. This is obviously the first game in a new trilogy for Kratos, and where this game leaves off, I can say I'm definitely excited for the sequels and to see if they can continue to make me care about the world as well as Kratos and Atreus' story.